This is an article in the recent edition of the Wall Street Journal talking about how a third of the people with car loans are underwater with their payment. There's a story about one guy who owes $50,000 on his car and the car is worth $30,000. This is because car values are dropping, used car values, and so these people owe far more. They can't get their money back. This is one of the traps that society, advertisers, and companies put people into. This is why hardly anyone in this country, the richest country in the world, actually becomes financially independent, because they have car loans, home loans, credit card debt, all these things. And you're on the wrong side of money if you are making payments. Now understand, I started out at one point too, and I had no money, and I understand that sometimes you have to borrow money. I mean, it just is what it is. But you can't fall into the trap of continuing to make payments, interest payments on things, because you'll never get ahead. It'll just never happen. I was driving a Nissan Sentra, 10-year-old Nissan Sentra, when I made my first $1 million. It was a beat-up car, but it was paid for and I could afford it. And later on, if you want things that, nicer cars and houses and all that, fine, but get financially independent first, because that's what changes your life. A new car won't change your life. It'll change your life for about 3 days until you get used to it and show it off to your friends and family, and then it's just a car. In a big house, believe me, I've had mansions, I've had lake houses, I've had just about everything you can have, and they're great and it's fun, but it won't change your life. You know what'll change your life? Financial freedom. Doing what you want, when you want, with whom you want, for as long as you want, and never having to ask or beg anyone else for anything for the rest of your life. That is life-changing. That, my friends, is a different life. Don't get caught in the trap of debt. It's the worst thing you could do, and society doesn't care. None of these car companies care that these people are underwater. You think the companies care? You think the mortgage industry cares if you're in way too much house, that more than you can afford? They don't care. You've got to take care of yourself if you're going to be financially independent, and avoid the trap of debt, and specifically interest payments. It's a losing game.